Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the characters in the play Comedy of Errors. This play starts in a tragic with a tragic story of Aegeon. Yesterday, or in the last lecture, we have talked about the characteristic features of character developing of William Shakespeare. Today we are going to enumerate or just to talk about all the people, all characters who are involved in this play. Okay, this story begins with Aegeon, who comes from Syracuse in the court of Solinus, Duke of Ephesus. Duke of Ephesus. Aegeon is traveling for in search of his son, and the story is told by him to Solinus, who feels sorry for him. His son Antipholus was lost in childhood and he was saved by some fishermen. So he was in search of a boy who is identical to his son, who was living in Syracuse, whose name is also Antipholus. आता हे दोन अँटिपोलस जे आहेत यांचं एकमेकापासून प्रेक्षकांना वेगळेपण जाणवावं म्हणून वी कॅन से दॅट दिस इज अँटिपोलस ऑफ युफेसस and this is Antipholus of Syracuse. There are two more characters who are servants to Antipholus, Dromio, and the name of this Antipholus servant is also Dromio. दोन्हीही Antipholusच्या नोकरांची नावं ड्रोमिओ असतात. Now this Dromio is distinguished किंवा त्याचं वेगळेपण दाखवलं गेलेलं आहे बाय कॉलिंग हिम ड्रोमिओ ऑफ युफेसस अँड ड्रोमिओ ऑफ सिरॅकस. बिसाइड्स देम देर इज ॲड्रियाना. ॲड्रियाना इज वाईफ ऑफ अँटिपोलस ऑफ युफेसस. शी हॅज ए सिस्टर नेम्ड लुसियाना. She has a sister named Luciana and a kitchen maid named Luce. This list tallies all the characters. This list from the left side tallies the list of all characters who belong to Adriana's family or Antipholus of Ephesus family. Luce is called Nail. Luce, other name or nickname is Nail. Now, Antipholus of Syracuse and Dromio of Syracuse, they travel to Ephesus in search of father and their brother. The name of father is Aegeon. In this, there is a courtesan. Courtesan means a woman who runs a hotel or who is a little bit liberal woman who is friend of Antipholus of Ephesus. Or Antipholus of Ephesus with goldsmith and other businessman dines in the hotel of this lady named courtesan. Now there is a goldsmith and the name of goldsmith is Balthasar. There is a teacher or there is also a merchant. This merchant had given money to Balthasar. This merchant had given or Goldsmith had borrowed money from merchant. या व्यापाऱ्याकडून या सोनारानं काही उधार पैसे घेतलेले असतात अँड ही वॉज सपोज टू पे दॅट मनी बॅक टू द मर्चंट बाय taking charges of chain making from Antipholus of Ephesus. And this twins confusion which rises out of wrong encounters, out of encounters of unimagined people or just unidentified people makes Balthazar or Goldsmith to charge Antipholus of Ephesus with to charge, and he asks police to imprison him until he pays his debt. तो जोपर्यंत त्याचं कर्ज भागवत नाही तोपर्यंत त्याला काय म्हणायचं त्याला इम्प्रिझन करायला किंवा बंदी बनवायसाठी सांगितलेलं असतं. Antipholus of Ephesus tells Dromio, who happens to be Dromio of Syracuse, to bring 1,000 bucks from his home to get him released. स्वतःला सोडवण्यासाठी या ड्रोमिओला तो 1,000 रुपये आणायला सांगतो. ही गोज टू ॲड्रियाना, brings money, but instead of giving to Antipholus of Ephesus, he gives money to his master, Antipholus of Syracuse. This complicates situations for Antipholus of Ephesus when there is another line of story which creates more complications for Antipholus of Ephesus. The wife of Antipholus of Ephesus is reported by Dromio that Antipholus has gone mad. So she comes in search of her husband, and she finds that her husband is caught by police and he is imprisoned. She just releases him by paying or promising the money, and Antipholus by force is taken to home, from where he escapes, which makes Adriana think that he is really mad. So she brings a schoolmaster who is a sorcerer whose name is Dr. Rinch. एक जादूगार किंवा मॅजिक माहीत असणाऱ्या व्यक्तीला ती आणते. त्याचं नाव, तो स्कूल मास्टर असतो, त्याचं नाव डॉक्टर रिंच असतं. डॉक्टर रिंच आहे, त्याला ती आणते. अँड ही विथ हिज स्पेल्स ही ट्राईज टू फ्री Antipholus of Ephesus from the madness or attack of madness. This is the whole thing. These are the all characters which are in the story of Comedy of Errors. So how many are there? You see, we can enumerate them. Aegeon, and besides him there is an abbess whose name is Emilia, and she is mother of a wife of Aegeon, in turn mother of Antipholus of Ephesus and Antipholus of Syracuse. So Aegeon and Emilia, Antipholuses of Ephesus and Antipholus of Syracuse. Then there is Dromio, both Ephesus and Syracuse. दे आर सर्वंट्स टू रिस्पेक्टिव्ह अँटीपोलोसिस. त्यांच्या त्यांच्या अँटीपोलोसिसचे ते काय असतात, सर्वंट असतात. देन देअर इज ॲड्रियाना. ॲड्रियाना इज वाईफ ऑफ Antipholus of Ephesus. She had a sister whose name is Luciana, and they have housemaid at home whose name is Luce, or she is nicknamed Nell. The comic part of this comes later. We will discuss about it when we talk about the story. Then we have goldsmith and merchant. The merchant has, or goldsmith has borrowed money from the merchant. Antipholus of Ephesus orders to make a chain for his wife Adriana, and he owes the goldsmith some money. The merchant is very much in hurry to get that money and go to his place or to go on a voyage. Goldsmith says him to wait until Antipholus of Ephesus gives him money. That money it changes its hands. Instead of coming in the hands of Antipholus of Ephesus, they fall in the hand of Antipholus of Syracuse, and this causes certain trouble. Then there is Dr. Rinch. Dr. Rinch. Besides these major characters, there are few other characters as Duke of Ephesus, who is Solinus. He is also key character in the play. All these characters are not developed in this play. Let us further throw light on these characters. First is Aegeon. Aegeon comes in Ephesus to find out his sons Antipholus and Dromio. To achieve this, he has traveled all through Mediterranean Sea and checked everywhere, but he was unable to find a trace of Antipholus. When he comes to Ephesus, he is caught by Duke of Ephesus, Solinus. Now, in his kingdom, there is a law which bans people from Syracuse to enter in Ephesus. This ban, or they are banned because, as King Solinus tells us, that the people from merchants from Ephesus are basically tradesmen. They went for trading to Syracuse, but the king of Syracuse killed them. King of Syracuse killed merchants of Ephesus. Now this caused trouble. These merchants came to Solinus and they complained about the treatment given to them in Syracuse. This made Duke of Solinus, or enraged him, yala ragala, and he made some rules that anybody who comes to from Syracuse, जो कोणी सिरॅकसचा असेल आणि तो इफेससमध्ये येईल, if he enters in Ephesus, ही वॉज पनिशेबल बाय डेथ, त्याला मृत्यूदंड द्यायचा होता, ऑर हीज प्रॉपर्टी वॉज टू बी कॉन्फिस्केटेड, त्याची सगळी प्रॉपर्टी जप्त करायची होती, ऑर ही वॉज टू बी रिलीज्ड इफ ही पेड 1000 currency of Ephesus or of gold. And this Aegeon was caught, and Aegeon means Solinus asked him about this, why he came there. And then Aegeon tells story of his search for Antipholus to Solinus. The story is that Aegeon was a servant of a factor. एका कारखानदाराचा तो नोकर होता. He was sent to Ephesus before 20 years. He and the factor became successful. Aegeon, who was married to Emilia, Aegeon ज्याचं इमिलियाशी लग्न झालेलं होतं, जिला पाठीमागं ठेवलेलं होतं, शी ऑल्सो फॉलोड हिम टू इफेसस. शी ऑल्सो फॉलोड Aegeon and they got children, twins. Now once the children were born to Emilia, she thought of going to Syracuse. So she insisted, she asked Aegeon, तिनं Aegeonला सांगितलं की we shall go back to Syracuse. आपण सिराकसला जायचं. Now they started the journey. On the way to Syracuse, their ship was caught in storm and whole family was separated. What happened? Emilia was lost. There was no trace of her. The children who were with her, one Antipholus and one Dromio, they were taken by fishermen from Corinth. कोरिंथच्या फिशरमॅननी त्याला घेऊन गेले होते. इट वॉज सीन बाय Aegeon. Saw it. With Aegeon there was a pair of children, Antipholus and Dromio. Now the names of these two children are kept same. This sad story was narrated to Solinus, and Solinus was moved by his story, and he grants some concession in his punishment. Instead of killing him right out, he says that if he can get 1000 bucks by the evening, he can be pardoned by the king. राजा त्याला माफ करेल कधी, जर त्यानं संध्याकाळपर्यंत 1000 करन्सी चलन त्यानं उपलब्ध करून दिलं तर. आता इन दिस वर्ल्ड इट वॉज ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल फॉर Aegeon to collect this money if he was in the custody. But somehow this happens. How this happens, we can know it later. This sad story is significant in another one way. ही जी दुःखी गोष्ट आहे ती आणखीन एका मार्गानं महत्त्वाची आहे. बघा, this play is a comedy, and this comedy of errors is based on errors. So it is called comedy of errors. All the mistakes which happen because of wrongly identifying people causes humor. चुकीच्या पद्धतीनं लोकांचं आयडेंटिफिकेशन झाल्यामुळं यामध्ये विनोद निर्मिती होते. परंतु या नाटकामध्ये एक सॅड स्टोरी, दुःखी गोष्टीनं या नाटकाची सुरुवात झालेली आहे. सो दिस ट्रॅजेडी इज नेम्ड ॲज ए ट्रॅजिक comedy. This is a new kind of comedy which has been framed by Shakespeare. There are not only comic elements, but there are certain elements which are sad. So you cannot call it a comedy pure. The comedy which has a shade of tragedy, and this tragedy refers to the sad story of Aegeon. Then the sadness of two brothers for separation, and sadness of Emilia. All these three aspects make this play tragic or sad and confounds to the critics that whether they should call it comedy or not. याला प्युअर कॉमेडी म्हणायचं का नाही याबद्दल त्या लोकांना त्यांचा एक प्रॉब्लेम तयार होतो अशी गोष्ट आपल्या लक्षात येते. Now there are other people in this play, other characters. First is Antipholus of Ephesus. As you read the play, you come to know that Antipholus of Ephesus, along with Dromio, was taken by fishermen to Corinth. In Corinth, they grew with the fishermen, and they were bought by a merchant from Ephesus. They were bought by a merchant from Ephesus. Ephesasच्या व्यापाऱ्यानं त्यांना खरेदी केलं, and they were brought to Ephesus. Antipholus and Dromio, they were brought up as if the children of the merchant, and Antipholus got training in swordship. He fought battles for Solinus, the duke. And in those battles, he showed bravery. आणि या त्याच्या धाडसासाठी ड्यूक married Antipholus of Ephesus to a lady named Adriana, a rich lady named Adriana. श्रीमंत मुलीशी त्याचं लग्न करून दिलं. And this Antipholus is one character. Now there is a shadow of Antipholus or his servant named Dromio. आता याची सावली किंवा या नाटकामध्ये आणखीन एक कॅरेक्टर आहे, ते म्हणजे ड्रोमिओ. अँड दिस ड्रोमिओ is also one of the major characters in the play. Another one character which is there is Antipholus of Syracuse. 5 years ago, his father Aegeon had gone in search of his brother on the appeal of Antipholus of Syracuse. Father did not return for 5 years. So he was worried. Now he thought of going in search of his father and his brother Antipholus. आता त्यानं ठरवलं की आपण आपले वडील आणि अँटिफोलस यांच्या शोधामध्ये जाऊ. म्हणून Antipholus of Syracuse along with his servant Dromio had come to Ephesus. तो कुठं आलेला होता? युफेससला आलेला होता. नाव लुक, 2 identical pairs had gathered at one place or at one place, and that would give rise to comedy. The basic plot or background is built when all characters enter in Syracuse. सिराकसला ज्यावेळी ते येतात त्यावेळी या नाटकाची पूर्ण बॅकग्राऊंड तयार होते. अँड हिअर आफ्टर द प्ले टेक्स प्लेस, द प्ले फॉलोज द युनिटीज ऑफ टाईम, प्लेस अँड ॲक्शन. आणि म्हणजे यानंतर ह्या ज्या 3 युनिटीज आहेत त्या युनिटीज या नाटकामध्ये फॉलो केल्या जातात. बघा, त्यांच्या एंट्रीच्या वेळी हे नाटक सुरू होतं आणि सिरॅकस इजियनला फाशी कधी दिली जाणार होती? संध्याकाळी दिली जाणार होती. म्हणजे एवढ्या कालावधीमध्ये एका पाठोपाठ एक प्रसंग घडतात, म्हणजे युनिटी ऑफ टाईम फॉलो केले आहे, एकाच ठिकाणी घडतात आणि एक संलग्न घडतात. म्हणजे अशा प्रकारे या तिन्ही युनिटीज या नाटकामध्ये फॉलो केलेल्या आहेत. एकत्र आल्यानंतर पुढं या सगळ्या गोष्टी एकमेकाच्या यानं होतात, म्हणजे एकमेकाला लागून फास्ट पद्धतीनं होतात. यानंतर यामध्ये ड्रोमिओ ऑफ सिरॅकस हे एक कॅरेक्टर आहे, ऑफ सिरॅकस, and he is quite an imaginative character. He is quite an imaginative character. आता ड्रोमिओ ऑफ सिरॅकस वॉज टेकन टू द हाऊस ऑफ ॲड्रियाना. ॲड्रियानाच्या घरी त्यांना घेऊन गेलेलं होतं. म्हणजे ॲड्रियाना आयडेंटिफाईज देम ॲज हर हजबंड अँड हजबंड सर्वंट. अँड देअर ही मीट्स नेल. This Nell was betrothed to Dromio of Ephesus, and she thinks that this Dromio was Dromio of Ephesus, and she tries to befriend or to come to close with Dromio. That causes certain fear in his mind because Nell was very much fat. ही फार जाड बाई होती. And the way the Dromio describes the fat lady in terms of geography gives rise to kind of comedy in the play. It disintegrates that fat woman. It makes her in a way something does not have any. And all this is because Dromio of Syracuse imagination. त्याची जी कल्पकता आहे त्या कल्पकतेमुळं ही गोष्ट आपल्याला म्हणजे आपल्याला तेवढी प्रकर्षानं लक्षात राहते. त्यानंतर देअर इज ड्रोमिओ ऑफ युफेसस. Now look, there is one thing. ड्रोमिओ ऑफ युफेससची सुद्धा गोष्ट आपल्याला म्हणजे यावर सुद्धा फोकस करायला पाहिजे. ॲड्रियाना ही अँटिफोलसला आणि ड्रोमिओला, अँटिफोलसला आपला नवरा म्हणून आणि ड्रोमिओला त्याचा सेवक म्हणून, यांना ते जेवलेले नसतात म्हणून यांना जेवण करण्यासाठी घरी घेऊन जाते. ओके. अँड शी ऑर्डर्स ड्रोमिओ to please her husband happy. She orders Dromio that she should not allow anybody in the home. She puts him on guard. And the Dromio and Antipholus of Ephesus, they come to home along with goldsmith and merchant to enter in the home. However, the Dromio and Antipholus are denied entry in the home. Then this Dromio accuses, or there is a word play between Dromio of Ephesus and Dromio of Antipholus. या दोघांच्या मध्ये शाब्दिक लढा होतो. त्या लढ्यामधून सुद्धा विनोद निर्मिती या नाटकामध्ये केलेली. या नाटकामध्ये एक गोष्ट आपल्याला प्रकर्षानं जाणवते की शेक्सपियरनं विनोद निर्मितीसाठी सर्व गोष्टींचा वापर यामध्ये केलेला आपल्याला आढळून येतो. प्रत्येक जिथं जिथं संधी आहे तिथं तिथं या नाटकामध्ये ह्याचा वापर केलेला, विनोद निर्मिती करण्याचा प्रयत्न लेखकानं केलेला आहे. देन देअर इज ॲड्रियाना. ॲड्रियाना is a lady of riches in Ephesus. She was married to Antipholus of Ephesus by the Duke. Duke and Lady Adriana, they had quite a good relationship along with her husband. त्यांचे सगळ्यांचे एक कौटुंबिक संबंध, स्नेहाचे संबंध होते. Adriana had a sister named Luciana. Now Luciana is also another one character which is important character in the play. Luciana tells Adriana that according to the social standard, man wields the power. Man wields the power in home. Second thing, he is master of his desire. त्याच्या इच्छेचा तो मालक असतो. He can do whatever he like. And a woman is quite opposite. woman is quite opposite. So she has to adjust, compromise on every aspect of life. आणि म्हणून तिला कॉम्प्रोमाइज करावं लागेल असं तिनं म्हटलेलं आहे लुसियानानं. Another one thing, besides this advice, another one thing is there. Antipholus of Syracuse, when he comes in the home of Adriana, he knows that he is not husband of Adriana. But he feels that Luciana is his sister and he falls in love with Luciana. And at the end, both of them get married, I think, or perhaps. तर अशा प्रकारे हे सगळे कॅरेक्टर या नाटकामध्ये आहेत. हे कॅरेक्टर आपण पाहत असताना जी चर्चा केली त्या चर्चेच्या माध्यमातून एक गोष्ट आपल्याला थोडी बहुत कथासूत्राची एक दुसऱ्या पद्धतीनं माहिती देण्याचं काम मी याच्यामध्ये केलेलं आहे. तुम्हाला एक तुकड्या तुकड्यामध्ये गोष्टीची एक साधारण कल्पना आलेली आहे. यामध्ये काय होतं की इजिऑन हा सिरॅकसमधून आपल्या मुलाच्या शोधामध्ये आलेला असतो आणि त्याची गोष्ट तो सोलिनस या ड्यूकला सांगतो. आणि 5 वर्ष आपले वडील का आले नाहीत म्हणून त्याचा मुलगा अँटिफोलस सिरॅकसचा तोही तिथं येतो. म्हणजे एकसारखी दिसणारी 4 माणसं म्हणजे दोन जोड्या एका ठिकाणी येतात आणि मग त्यामध्ये ज्यांची ओळख नाही असे हे ट्विन्स आहेत ते एकमेकांना भेटतात आणि त्यामधून समोरच्या व्यक्तीला ही गोष्ट माहीत नसल्यामुळं त्यामधून गोंधळ होतो आणि या गोंधळाचा आउटकम जो आहे त्यामधून विनोद निर्मिती या नाटकामध्ये होते. म्हणून याला विनोदी नाटक किंवा कॉमेडी असं म्हणतात. आता या कॉमेडीमध्ये सुद्धा हा दुसऱ्या प्रकारामध्ये फार्स आहे, कारण यामधला विनोद हा पण वर्ड प्ले आणि मोठ्यानं हसायला लावणारा आहे. म्हणून याला फार्स म्हणतात. म्हणजे जसं तमाशामध्ये फार्स असतो तसा हा तमाशा एक प्रकारचा फार्स असतो किंवा अलीकडच्या रियालिटी शोजमध्ये चला हवा येऊ द्या अशा प्रकारचा चला हवा येऊ द्या किंवा महाराष्ट्राची हास्य जत्रा याच्यामध्ये ज्या प्रकारचे फार्स असतात त्या प्रकारचाच हाही एक फार्स आहे. हे आपण समजून घ्यायला हवं. हे जे तुकड्या तुकड्यानं मी आता तुम्हाला गोष्टीतल्या काही बाबी सांगितल्या त्या बाबी आपण नंतर संलग्न एकदा प्लॉट ज्यावेळी पाहणार आहोत त्यावेळी आपण त्या बघू. आपल्याला या नाटकाच्या म्हणजे हे नाटक किंवा यावर प्रश्नांची उत्तरं लिहिण्यासाठी एकतर याचं कथासूत्र, यामध्ये असणारे कॅरेक्टर्स आणि यामध्ये ज्या कोणत्या थीम्स आहेत, नेमकं कुठं काय घडतं या बाबींची जाणीव असणं गरजेचं आहे आणि तेवढं आपल्याला या चर्चेमध्ये मिळालेलं आहे असं मला वाटतं. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच.